This is kind of a two-parter that you started earlier, right?
It is, yeah. It's a lot to absorb, so I promise you that the web article is going to be a really good read a little bit later this morning. But it's a controversial question because so many people have brought this up, especially 2 weeks ago when we had the severe weather outbreak here. Why does weather break up at the river and get stronger? And TJ and Molina is wondering this. So let's review briefly what we talked about last hour. The Mississippi River, we know for a fact, is not big enough to influence things like thunderstorms. It's just not wide enough. You're talking about a body of water that is less than a mile wide in many spots, and thunderstorms go up to 5 miles high in the atmosphere. Big, big difference. We do know that the river can make its own snow bands in the winter. That is a fact. We have seen that many times here in the Quad Cities, especially where the river runs east to west or west to east. We've seen that many, many times. So here's another kind of factor, if you will, that determines what happens once those storms get here to the Quad Cities. So storms that form in Zone A, way out to the west, they need a large amount of storm energy. They need good wind shear to sustain themselves to make it here. Oftentimes what happens is they'll develop west of Omaha, and by the time they get here, boom, they fizzle out. The environment's just not favorable. Meanwhile, if you get those storms to form in Zone B, say just west of Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, those are a little closer. Those are easier to sustain themselves, and they oftentimes can make it in here. Now, believe it or not, Lake Michigan does have an influence on this too, as well as drought conditions. And you can read more about those two influences when I post this at WQAD.com just before GMQC at 11.